compass that you have. And you have to find one that has the ethics and principles that you stand for. And whether you want to call it a militia or you want to call it 3%er, liberty defenders, whatever, the title really doesn't fucking matter. What does matter is that you are an American that is awake. And you see that there is all this chaos and trauma, not only in the United States, but in the world. And so you know that you have to be accountable. You know that you are better off getting off your damn couch, getting out, meeting like-minded people, and if anything, really think about this. What's the worst case scenario that you're doing? You know, if the world unfucks itself and the storm on the horizon dissipates, what's the worst that you've done? Well, let's see. If you're doing it right, you'll be getting plenty of exercise. So you're getting in shape. Keeping your mind right. You'll be learning new skill sets, including medical. How is this a bad thing? How is it? I guess I sit there and I wonder about like these liberals and the Democrats and all these sheep that think that, you know, because a group of people get together and they have camaraderie and they're doing something, that they're right-wing extremists or psychotic, or I don't understand how they can spin it this way, because it's no different than being on a fucking bowling league. It's just a group of like-minded people doing the same thing. And if they enjoy it, isn't that their right? So who the hell are these other people to tell them they should not be doing this? In your everyday life, you're going to come across events. Whether it's a car wreck, somebody choking in a restaurant, somebody just having a heart attack. I mean, there's a plethora of different scenarios that you could come across in your everyday life. And if you have trained and have a skill set to help another human being, how's that a bad thing? Now, yeah, okay, so the other side of the coin. People do train to prepare for violence. They train for the evil that really exists in the world out there. So how's this? Their type of mindset to try to spin that American people standing up for the Constitution and their rights. These people spin this to where you are the bad guy. You're the problem child. And because you don't fall in line, and because you will not drink their Kool-Aid, you're the problem. You're the one that has to be, rounded up. It doesn't make sense to me. I also believe that there are groups out there, man, their leaders have no business leading people. And it happens. My whole point to you, anybody who's tuned in, have the right mindset to do the right thing. There's nothing wrong with getting up off your couch and doing something physical. Going to a firing range, man, that's therapeutical to me. That is better than paying somebody, $250 an hour to talk about your quote-unquote emotions. Nah, for me, being able to throw lead down range, that's therapy. It helps get your mind right. We have a huge, man, it's like a huge depression cloud that is over the United States. It is absolutely amazing how many civilians and warfighters are fighting a depression, that are fighting the demons within their own body, their own mind. We have to be the ones to extend a hand. It's not a handout, it's a hand up. We have to be the ones to help each other. Yeah, you will come across people that will take advantage of that. You will come across people that will not return that same mentality. That's called a life lesson. And you ruck the fuck on. It's amazing. Even in the little area that I live in fucking nowhere, Kansas, I never really used to see out here in the sticks anyway, in these little towns. I never saw too many homeless. I never saw, people holding up cardboard signs for food. But definitely within the past 12 months, I have definitely seen a huge jump. And you can tell the ones that are, man, they're the real homeless, the ones that really need a fucking sandwich and some, water, compared to the ones that are just there because, well, they lost their job and that's it. They don't want to help themselves. And if you take a moment to even stop and talk, to figure out, who they are, where they came from. What's the harm in that? What are you truly being put out? Nothing but a few minutes of your day. This is the United States of America. Not everybody is living the American dream. Not everybody has a roof over their head. We have a huge problem with the homeless. Some towns, cities, the way they deal with them is to bust them out, drop them off, and tell them they can't come back. I don't have the answers. I don't, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that if we did it all, the Badger way, that everything would be fucking great. Nope. But what I can tell you is it has to be people helping people. We have to be the ones that give a fuck. We have to be the ones that still care. We're not going to be able to rebuild this nation into a safe and secure nation where freedom and justice and liberty ring true if we don't care about each other anymore. I'm not saying run out and hug a motherfucker. No, that'll probably get you, that'll probably get you hurt. What I am telling you is you need to find within yourself a reason to still have hope, to still care about your fellow man, your fellow warfighters. There's been some posts going across Facebook, social media, that are actually against 22 a day. The 22 warfighters that take their own lives a day. In these posts, they talk about how 22 a day is bullshit. And they're sick and tired of the warfighter community using that to spread the word around. And they're sick and tired of the people that are falling for it. Talk about an ignorant son of a bitch. You see, it's a fucking number. And there are days when that number is well above 22. There's days when it's below. See, but all these idiots can focus on is the fucking number. They're doing zero good to help anybody. One a day is one too many. There is no reason a human should have to take their own life. Zero. But yet, it's becoming really an epidemic. It's ridiculous. Warfighter community, the civilian community. Yeah, Obama sure brought us some change. He definitely has changed the United States of America, where people no longer have hope. I love how they throw out these statistics about how there is more jobs available than we've ever had. And they discuss how we've taken care of the unemployment. No, they haven't. The only difference is the employment benefits have run out. So once they run out, that person is no longer part of the statistics. So they can spin that like that person is now employed and everything's fucking Skittles and unicorns. It's not the way it is. It's baffling how the sheep can fall for this. Man, I've seen some stupid shit on social media. Like there's some of these sites like The Onion and some of these other sites that are just, they're complete satire. But there's people that are like up in arms over some of these articles that are just not true. Complete horseshit. And people don't want to focus on the actual truth, the actual reality. It's amazing how many people really have no idea about the tension that's going on in the South China Sea. Especially with Obama going to Vietnam and lifting the arms ban. That moron has no idea, nor do I think he gives a fuck. Because in a military strategy, what has happened is China's built these islands, and they've built military bases on these islands in the South China Sea. Well, the Vietnamese have also built some islands, and there's some other, small countries that have done the same. Predominantly, though, it's China. And so now, Obama even made a statement about how this has nothing to do with military. It has nothing to do with what's going on and the tension in the South China Seas. He said that this is for the Vietnamese people and to help their economy. But then he turned around and also stated that it will help the Vietnamese military to be able to